South Africa did not wake up to just another headline. It woke up to a story so shocking, so extraordinary, that it felt less like politics and more like the opening scene of a political thriller. For years, Gwede Mantashe, the former Minister of Mineral Resources and Energy, walked the halls of power with the aura of an untouchable. He was the kind of figure whispered about in corridors, feared in boardrooms, and protected by the thickest party armor. But today, that armor cracked. In a breathtaking legal twist, the High Court handed down a decision that thundered across the country. No fines, no suspensions, not even a warning. This time, the judges delivered an ultimatum so sharp it felt like a guillotine hanging by a thread. Mantashe has 7 days. 7 days to sit down, pick up a pen, and do the unthinkable, name names. Every ANC official, past or present, who dipped his hands in corruption. Every comrade who drank from the poisoned cup of bribes, tenders, and stolen billions. The message was crystal clear: speak out or suffer alone. Never before in the history of South Africa's democracy had a man of such stature been forced to drag his brothers, his allies, perhaps even his president, into the light. Never before had the ANC been stripped bare in such a public reckoning. This was not just a decree, it was an earthquake, and its aftershocks threatened to shake the foundations of power itself. The stakes for Mantashe could not be higher. On one side, a cruel 25-year prison sentence looms over his head for money laundering, fraud, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Crimes that would erase his legacy and reduce him to just another fallen giant in the saga of South Africa's corruption. On the other side lies something even more dangerous, a poisoned chalice, a chance to save himself, but only by turning on his comrades, his associates, and perhaps even his president. This is no longer just a legal battle. It is a test of blood loyalty, of survival, of history itself. When the gavel struck, it did not sound like polished wood on wood. It roared across the nation like a cannon. The ruling did not ripple outward like a stone in a pond. It exploded like a bomb at the very heart of Parliament. Within minutes, news spread like wildfire. The opposition called for an emergency debate. But what followed was not reason, not order. It was war. Tables shook under fists, veins boiled, and the chamber erupted into chaos. Traitor! Coward! Liar! Voices screamed as MPs stood nose to nose. And then the unthinkable. Punches flew, members clawed at one another, and the cameras rolled as the world watched South Africa's democracy unravel in real time. In the chaos, opposition leaders circled like sharks smelling blood. Helen Zille rose, her voice slicing through the frenzy. The ANC's shield has been breached. Mantashe must either reveal the truth or admit he has protected a criminal empire all along. The chamber exploded. Gasps, screams, and curses echoed as ANC members stormed out while others sat frozen in pale silence. Behind closed doors, whispers spread through Parliament's hidden corridors. Senior ANC figures once thought untouchable now begged Mantashe, stay silent, for your own good, for the party. Their voices carried not authority, but fear, the knowledge that if he spoke, the empire they had built could collapse overnight. And what of Mantashe himself? He now stands alone, teetering on the edge of a cliff. If he remains loyal, he burns with the empire. If he speaks, he survives, but as the Judas who brought the ANC to its knees. Prosecutors have made their offer clear: no riddles, no delays. A deal sits on the table. They want names, 5 senior ANC officials, backed by evidence so damning that no denial could stand. Bank transfers, signed contracts, secret deals. The kind of evidence that would turn whispers into a hammer blow against the ruling party. The nation waits breathless. What will he choose, loyalty or survival, silence or truth? To die with the empire, or to watch it crumble from the witness stand? Analysts warn that if even a shred of truth emerges, the consequences will be catastrophic. Investors could flee. Trade agreements could collapse overnight. A country already strangled by state capture, load shedding, and economic stagnation could tumble into chaos. Meanwhile, the legal community is split. Some insist the court has overreached, violating the principle of separation of powers. Others argue this is democracy at work, a reminder that no man, not even a president, is above the law. In their view, sunlight is the ultimate disinfectant, even if it burns. And so, South Africa waits, not passively, but with clenched jaws and pounding hearts. From taxes to townships, from cafes to parliament's corridors, one question dominates. Will he speak? The stage is no longer political theatre. It has become a battlefield. 7 days. That is all Mantashe has been given. 7 days that now feel like 7 lifetimes. 7 days to either pull the trigger on truth or march silently into infamy. Make no mistake, this decision is bigger than him. What he chooses will reverberate like a shockwave across the republic. It could expose the ANC from within, topple a presidency, and change the course of a nation. The choice of one man could alter the fate of millions. And so, South Africa holds its breath, a nation of 60 million souls, waiting as the clock ticks down. 7 days, no more, no less. When time runs out, history will remember not only what Gwede Mantashe decided, but whether South Africa itself had the courage to face the truth.